Hello, go back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got breaking news coming out from Israel to share with you. So, we're going to be talking more about Israel's attack on Iran in this video. We've been waiting roughly about 3 weeks now for Israel to carry out their retaliatory strikes onto Iran for the October 1st ballistic missile attack, where upwards of 200 ballistic missiles were fired onto Israel. Israel said they were going to come out and attack Iran back. And we've been waiting for a very significant response to that attack back on October 1st. And so far, it has not taken place. Well, now I've got some huge news coming out today. Looks like Israel is forced to delay its attack against Iran due to a recent U.S. Pentagon intelligence leak. Okay, so just less than a week ago, we started hearing of lots of reports of a major intelligence leak where some documents got leaked online, primarily on Telegram. And apparently, these documents we're having some sensitive information for Israel's attack to carry out on Iran. Now, I believe this information did not show any particular targets that Israel was preparing to go after inside of Iran, but basically sabotage their operation and force them to have to delay and create a new plan of action to go after Iran. So apparently, they're going to move some things around and move some chess pieces on the board and figure out another plan to strike back against Iran, as Israel is afraid that Iran may be prepared to defend certain sites that maybe we're going to come under attack, because we don't know exactly what Israel was going to attack. Would they attack their military bases or their nuclear facilities or maybe their oil and gas industry? We don't really know exactly what Israel was going to do yet, but apparently they're afraid that Iran will have some intelligence prior to this strike, and now they want to delay it and figure out a new plan. So looks like we're going to have yet again another delay, and it looks like this attack may not even come before the November 5th elections in the United States for president, as we heard recently that Israel was supposed to be carrying out their strikes before that. Okay, so looks like it could be delayed even further. We'll see what happens here. So let's go ahead and jump into the news. We're going to have an article to go over just briefly talking about this. Then I have a few things on X that I want to share with you that's going on in the Middle East as well. Okay, so let's hop on over here to the Times of Israel just for a moment. Israel said to have delayed Iran attack after Pentagon leak. Okay, this just coming out today, October 24th, 2024. It says right here, Israel has been forced to delay a potential retaliatory attack on Iran after details of the planning were leaked from the Pentagon, the UK's Times newspaper reports. According to the report, citing an intelligence source with knowledge of Israeli deliberations, Israel's worried that even though no potential targets were named in the leak, the details provided could help Iran predict certain patterns of attack. The Times says Israel has developed an alternative plan but needs to wargame them before proceeding. So apparently they do have a new plan that they're working on to strike back against Iran, but as it says here, they need to wargame this. So this could be potentially several more weeks before we see some sort of an attack, and I wouldn't be surprised this gets extended beyond the elections in the United States. As like I told you guys earlier, we were hearing that Israel was supposed to be carrying out this attack prior to the elections in the United States on November 5th, okay? So the leak of the American documents delayed the attack due to the need to change certain strategies and components, the source says. There will be a retaliation, but it has taken longer than it was supposed to take. Marked top secret, the documents first appeared online Friday on the Telegram messaging app and quickly spread among Telegram channels popular with Iranians. The FBI is investigating the leak, so apparently they're still looking into this to figure out who exactly was responsible for this intelligence leak. This is obviously a major deal. If this intelligence leak for Israel to carry out their attack on Iran is leaked. So it looks like they're still looking into that to figure out what happened, and hopefully they'll be able to figure out who was responsible for that. But it definitely made me wonder if maybe this was something that was done on purpose to either prevent Israel from carrying out their strike, maybe this was something on the inside to help Iran out, or maybe this was done on purpose to extend the attack for Israel. Maybe they need an excuse to carry out this attack further down the road. Maybe they want to do more planning or whatever it might be. Who knows what really happened here? But definitely, if this was in some sort of case a sabotage event to prevent Israel from carrying out their strike, I'm sure Benjamin Netanyahu is furious right now, as they were probably planning to carry out this strike on Iran very soon. Okay, so now we're going to hop on over to X. I've got an X post to share with you, or a few of them, and then we've also got a quick news article as well coming out from Arab media that I want to show you guys. So this was something just coming out today from Hamas atrocities breaking unverified Arab reports. The nuclear facility in Karaj, west of Tehran, is on fire. Okay, so multiple Arab media publications were reporting this as well, that there was some sort of fire at a nuclear facility in Karaj in Iran, okay? West of Tehran is what it says here, west of their capital. And apparently there was a fire here. We've got a video that we're going to go over here, and it was reported on multiple Arab medias. Now, we don't know exactly how this fire was started. There's not a lot of information on this. But before we watch this, I will say we did report to you guys probably about 3 to 5 days ago that there was an oil leak on Karg Island, which is a major distribution hub for Iran and their gas industry, their fuel and gas industry. They have a lot of oil they export from Karg Island, and there was some sort of oil leak there at one of their facilities that was reported recently. Apparently, they were trying to contain that spill that was starting to go into the ocean over there. And now we're starting to see this, okay, a fire at one of these nuclear facilities. So take a look at this. It's 19 seconds long. Okay, so pretty crazy to be seeing this. How did this fire exactly start? It's really hard to say. Looks like it started somewhere over here next to some of these cooling towers. Yeah, we don't know exactly how this fire started, but clearly a fire here, according to this video footage that's being shared, and multiple Arab medias were sharing this as well. Here's an original report from Ynet News right here, okay? So this fire breaks out at Iranian nuclear facility in Karaj, report says. It says here, a fire reportedly broke out at a nuclear facility in the city of Karaj, west of Tehran. Iranian opposition sources reported Thursday morning. Okay, so see, that's really all the information we're seeing. But very interesting, we haven't heard of any kind of strike on Iran yet or anything like that, and we know their nuclear facilities could potentially be a target. But something that Yoav Gallant, the defense minister of Israel, mentioned recently, probably in the last couple weeks that I shared with you guys, is he came out saying that the attack on Iran would be surprising, it would be swift, it would be significant, and above all, they would not know, what is happening. Why are they being attacked? In what kind of way? They would have no clue how to resolve what is happening. It's definitely going to be some sort of surprise attack. And we've been seeing some weird things happening over here with Iran recently, just like this fire at this nuclear facility that I mentioned with you guys at Karg Island. That major distribution hub for their oil and gas industry. There was some sort of leak that was found over there at one of their facilities. So definitely some strange things already happening inside of Iran before Israel has even carried out their attack. Okay, so also want to talk about Hezbollah here just for a moment. This came out today from Israel Defense Forces on X. Uncovered underground hideout belonging to the Radwan forces for their Conquer the Galilee plan. In the hideout, IDF troops located bunk beds, storage cabinets, food supplies, infrastructure for long-term stay, a large amount of equipment, weapons, and launch positions. During these limited localized ground operations in southern Lebanon, our troops also located 4 weapon storage facilities with rockets, mortars, RPGs, and more. Okay, so the IDF is still currently operating throughout southern Lebanon right now. Here's some bunk beds used by the Radwan forces that they found. And here's some rocket launchers that were found as well. And if you notice right here, it says supplier SC Rosvor, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Rosvorozheny, and it says Moscow, Russia. Okay, so these came from the Russians. So how did Hezbollah get their hands on these? Because I know that Russia supplies weapons for the Syrian army. So it looks like they were somehow able to get these weapons from the Syrian army over to Hezbollah in Lebanon. So very interesting, and we've been seeing a lot of this recently. The IDF has been coming out saying that Hezbollah has a lot of Russian equipment that they've been using. So it looks like we've got more evidence of that here. Here's some more weapons that were found. Here's some AKs and stuff, some other rifles, some helmets, ammunition looks like here too that was found. So the IDF has been finding a lot of these weapons caches all over the southern border of Lebanon right now. And that's primarily what the IDF is doing, is operating down there to clear out a lot of these weapons caches, eliminate Hezbollah, and push them away from the border as well. So that way they can secure the border. So that way they can move their citizens back to the north and they can't be attacked again. If you notice here, they mentioned the Conquer the Galilee. This was a major plan for Hezbollah apparently to build up their forces on the border. That's why they're finding all these weapons here. And they were preparing to launch a large-scale ground attack similar to October 7th of last year, what Hamas did, but something much larger. And they were going to conquer the Upper Galilee region and essentially, take a lot of people hostage. It was probably going to be much worse than what we saw on October 7th. So that's also apparently why the IDF went into Lebanon, was to prevent this from happening, okay? So moving on to another update here from Sprinter Family. Blinken, we failed to convince Netanyahu at any moment events could happen in the Middle East that have not happened in the last 100 years. Okay, so this just coming out today as well. And Antony Blinken, the U.S. Secretary of State, as far as I know, is still in the Middle East right now. He's been visiting down there, also pushing for Gaza ceasefire talks in Qatar. Yeah, apparently he's coming out saying that they failed to convince Netanyahu. Now, I believe that means that maybe they were trying to convince him not to strike back against Iran because they know this could turn into a wide-scale war in the Middle East. And we know that Israel wants to carry out their strike. So, obviously he's coming out saying that they failed to prevent Benjamin Netanyahu from attacking Iran. And obviously that's the wild card here. If they carry out their attack on Iran, will Iran most likely strike back? And could this lead to a major war in the Middle East? It's very possible. So that was something coming out today from Antony Blinken. Also from a UKR report, it says our operation in Iran has the potential to ripple across borders, impacting other nations along the way, Israeli Defense Minister Gallant said, according to Ynet News. Okay, so this was just coming out today as well. And the Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant coming out and saying that their operation has the potential to expand to other nations in the Middle East. In other words, risking a regional global conflict. So I think that's also why Israel is waiting so long to carry out their strike. Maybe they're trying to, hope that maybe their attack on Iran is either significant enough to paralyze Iran, or maybe they're trying to strike back against Iran in a way that won't garner a response, as we know that thousands of ballistic missiles are aiming towards Israel right now, and they're just waiting for some sort of strike to be carried out on Iran, and then they will strike back against Israel with thousands of ballistic missiles, is what has been reported. So most likely, I think, in my opinion, that if Israel does carry out some sort of strike on Iran, it will be very significant and potentially, if large enough, maybe paralyzing to Iran. Okay, so we'll see what happens when they carry that out. But again, it looks like it's going to be delayed. And then also we had this report coming out from Yoav Gallant as well. This is him visiting at the Hatzerim Air Base in Israel. There's an F-15 behind him, speaking to the Israeli Air Force officers. And it says here, in my conversation with them, I emphasized, after we attack Iran, everyone will understand your strength, the process of preparation and training. Any enemy that tries to harm the state of Israel will pay a heavy price, Yoav Gallant, Israeli defense minister, said, okay? So this was a major statement coming out from him just in the last 48 hours as well, that apparently they're in the process of preparation and training right now. And he said here that their attack will be very significant, basically stating that everyone will understand your strength. So that means to me that most likely the attack is going to come from the Israeli Air Force. Now, that was something that I was wondering for a while now, was how are they going to attack back against Iran? Will it be some sort of major cyber attack, or what's going to happen here? Are they just going to bomb targets with their Air Force? Who knows what they're really going to do. And maybe this video could be designed to maybe confuse Iran to thinking that maybe their Air Force really is going to strike inside of Iran. But that's what a lot of people are indicating and thinking right now, that the Air Force is what's going to be used to strike back against Iran. So I thought that was interesting. We're not going to watch this video, though, as it's in Hebrew and there's no English subtitles. But so this was something that he stated at the Hatzerim Air Base just a couple days ago, okay? So just wanted to share a few updates coming out from the Middle East to get you guys up to speed over here and what's going on in regards to Israel's attack on Iran. And it looks like it is going to be delayed once again, even further. We've already been waiting about 3 weeks now, so don't be surprised if we're waiting even another month. So I'm just going to sit back and wait for the initial attack, and we'll see what happens. But it looks like this thing is going to be a complete surprise, and who knows when it's going to be carried out. We'll see if it comes before the November 5th elections or maybe after. So that's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoyed my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.